In this week's Torah portion, Yitro, we learn about the incredible moment of the receiving of the Ten Commandments on Mount Sinai by the children of Israel. Shalom, my friends. This is Akiva Gersh with Israel in 5, where we give you everything Israel in 5 minutes. Please like and subscribe. And if you have any questions, want to keep the conversation going, please do so below in the comments. This Torah portion is a big one. It's the foundation of the entire Torah, the giving of the Ten Commandments on Mount Sinai by God to Moses on behalf of the entire children of Israel. This is a monumental moment, a historic moment, a very spiritual moment. Just 7 weeks after the children of Israel leave Egypt, leave the servitude, the bondage, the suffering and the slavery that they experienced there for hundreds of years, they are standing at the base of Mount Sinai in the middle of the Sinai desert, experiencing one of the most, if not the most, for sure, actually, the most lofty spiritual level experience, that a nation ever experienced, reaching the most lofty and spiritual level a nation ever experienced. It's quite a moment. It's a profound moment. It's a life-changing moment, obviously, for the entire nation, because this is where they become a nation. This is how they become the nation of Israel with the Torah as their guide. Now, it's interesting because this week's Torah portion is named after Moses's father-in-law, Yitro in Hebrew, Jethro in English, who was not part of the children of Israel. So it's an interesting question. How did he get the merit, the incredible gift, so to speak, to have this Torah portion named after him, the Torah portion that talks about the giving of the Torah? And many commentators have talked about this, discussed this, and shared different ideas. And the main idea is that Yitro, Jethro, he himself was a spiritual seeker. He tried everything in the ancient world, all the different spiritual paths and spiritual practices, all the different things, all the different forms of idol worship, served all the idols, magic, everything like that. In the ancient world, he tried it, he did it, he tested it, and he wasn't satisfied. He wasn't feeling that he found the truth until he came in contact with Moses, who married his daughter, and came in contact with the children of Israel and this new way, this new path that they were bringing into the world. And he heard about it and he learned from them. And he learned about the one God from Moses. And through that, he finally found his truth. So he merited to have this Torah portion named after him because of his sincere and earnest seeking for the truth and realizing that what he did in the past, it was part of the path and the process to getting to the truth, but it wasn't the truth. And he was able to humble himself, even at an older age, and realize that he had not yet found the truth and be open to finding the truth and learning about the truth from someone outside his own tribe, outside of his own nation. So it's an incredible thing. In addition to that, we learn, of course, about the actual Ten Commandments itself. Right before, though, the Torah says something very interesting. It says that the nation camped right in the Sinai desert, but the verb that's used in the original Hebrew is in the singular instead of the plural. Right? It should have been using the plural form of the verb because it's like an entire nation of people in the multitude in the plural. But it uses a singular, and one of the most famous Torah commentators, Rashi, picks up on this, and he comments. And he says that in this moment, the Torah is telling us that the nation became one, they became unified. Ki ish echad b'lev echad in the Hebrew, like one person with one heart. And it's because of the unity that they reached before the giving of the Torah at Mount Sinai that enabled them to receive the Torah at Mount Sinai. That was a prerequisite to have that national unity, that togetherness, that despite their differences, despite the 12 tribes, and everyone can kind of see themselves as one nation, as a different nation, they saw themselves as one nation. Right? 12 tribes unified, united into one nation because of this strength that came with this unity, this power, that they were able to have this lofty experience of receiving the Torah at Mount Sinai. That was a prerequisite that they fulfilled, and as a result, the experience happens. Let's take a quick look at the Ten Commandments themselves. It's interesting. About half of them have to do with people and God, and the other half have to do with people and people. And you would think like the Ten Commandments, there would be like these instructions on how to connect to God, how to believe in God, how to follow God, how to bring God into your lives and bring God into the world. And later on deal with that kind of the minutia, so to speak, of interpersonal relations. But the Torah says basically no, right? God's like, no, no, no. Half of it's between me and you, and half of it's between you and you guys, right? Because that's the path of the Torah. That's the path that God was bringing into the world. That yes, part of your life, part of your experience living as a human, right, is in relationship with me, and how to guide that relationship and how to nurture and foster that relationship in order to bring more spirituality, more God connection into your life. Right? But the other part, don't forget, is between you and other people. Right? That's just as important, if not more important, right? Is basically to take that godliness that you've been nurturing, that you've been bringing into your life, and bring it into your interpersonal relationships, right? Into how you deal with others, how you speak with others, how you work with others, how you talk with others and about others. All these different things. So it's interesting. The Ten Commandments, the beginning of the giving of the Torah, the first Ten Commandments, the first 10 laws of the Torah are pretty much, split into two, half half between people and God and people to show the nation of Israel that what they're doing with this Torah, what they're doing with these Ten Commandments is really bringing godliness into every single aspect of life. Right? Not just between you and God, and don't worry about anything else or anyone else. It's not just about you. It's not just about your spiritual path. It's not just about your spiritual experiences. It's about your everyday experiences. It's about your everyday on the ground, down to earth experiences between you and other people. That's where it really matters. That's where it really counts, and that's how you really bring godliness into the world. And the whole experience, the whole lofty, miraculous, mystical, elevated experience of Mount Sinai was really for that purpose, to bring that elevated experience, that incredible, unique national experience that the children of Israel had at Mount Sinai, and bring it into the every single day. And that is the way that the world will be improved. That's the way that the world will be transformed into the best possible world that it could possibly be. All the best, my friends, and be well, and Shabbat Shalom.